Heads up, some of this footage was filmed in person in McCall, Idaho, and then the other half of the footage was filmed over Zoom on our phones, so some of the Zoom footage might be a little bit shaky. All right, welcome to the third episode of the Rink Chatter podcast. I'm Ella, and I'm here with CJ Walker, who has played for the Idaho Steelheads and the Birmingham Bulls. We're in person because I'm up in McCall, Idaho. I was at his camp. And then we have Anders on the other side.
Hello. I'm Anderson Rollins. I'm co-hosting for the podcast, and yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Anders.
All right. So,
Fire away.
Yeah. Can you start by telling us a little bit about you?
Yeah, so born and raised from Boise, Idaho. I started hockey at age 6. Like I was mentioning yesterday, Idaho is a non-traditional hockey market. You don't really get kind of like Birmingham, right? Like you don't really get into it. It's not a culture in Idaho. So I was very fortunate enough to have a neighborhood best friend who got me. His dad gave me a pair of skates and went out to our rink in Boise, and I just fell in love with it. So I went out to a little public skate, and then was begging my parents to go to a Idaho Steelhead game. It was our only. We didn't have an NHL team. We had a professional ECHL team in our hometown. So I went to a Steelhead game, and then from there I just fell in love with the sport. But like I said, I was into baseball, basketball, flag football, all the normal sports, quote unquote, in around that area. But yeah, so I was very fortunate enough because the Northwest region of the United States is a pretty untraditional hockey market. So yeah, that's how I got in from my best friend's dad who gave me a pair of skates. So it means a lot too because he ended up passing away. But it's a good reminder of the impact that people can make on you. Can last forever. So good. That was awesome.
All right, so who would you say your biggest role model growing up was and why?
I had a few different role models. My grandpa, we call him Pop. He was one of the biggest role models for me. He was a blue collared worker. Always was, never not worked, right? He was such a hard worker and positive guy. Came to all my hockey games. Oh, and if he couldn't make it for some reason, he would watch it, any way he could and call me after. And, just a great role model to look after, solid marriage, my grandma, just solid marriage, solid, foundation, beliefs, all that stuff. So that's huge for me. I'm a big family person, as you know, in this hockey camp. We're so happy to have you at my hockey camp, by the way. Shout out Ella. Yeah. And then I would say my mom, I'm a mama's boy, so your viewers will get a chuckle out of that. She really pushed me in my hockey career in a good way. At times, I would be mad at her, but she would always make sure I was dialed in, whether it's gym, nutrition, sleep, grades, right? She was my motivator, and she played soccer at a really high level. She swam, she did track. So she was a very athletic, mom. So growing up, we were a big sport family, and so was my dad. But and then my mom, shout out to her. I think she plays more hockey right now than me. So she's a rink rat as well, literally. Yeah, I would say my mom, and then I would say my last role model, kind of ironically, was my younger brother Cody, who's our other coach at this camp. He was a big role model for my spiritual walk of faith with Christ. So that has been a rock in my foundation. I became a born again Christian. I would say 2 years ago. I was, born and raised Catholic, and always had that support, or the belief, but really, gave my life to Christ, and I owe it to him, and he still helps me out on the path. So that's an important part of who I am as well. So I would say my brother Cody, my mom Julie, and my grandpa Pop. So.
All right, so when you look back at your career so far, what are some moments that have shaped you the most today, on and off the ice, whether it's overcoming adversity or something positive?
Yeah, You know, honestly, like you just mentioned, adversity. When adversity hits during your time in your career, you're a rookie and you want to quit, you want to give up. You don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But looking back, it's the best thing, and it's shaped me to be the player and person I am today. So looking back, um, my career is not sunshine and rainbows by no means. I can't sit here to your viewers and tell you, I got to this level, the traditional way. I played AAA, the best USHL, blah, blah, my career was all over the place. But I truly believe, God had a plan and purpose for me. But yeah, going back on adversity was good. It's like that Bible verse we were talking about yesterday, iron sharpens iron. So any of your viewers out there listening, like, it does not matter where you are. And during an adversity time, whether it hits, when it hits, it's actually, if you can push through and without quitting, it's actually going to shape you the person and player you are. I would say midget hockey. I went to a prep school in Canada called the Notre Dame Hounds in Saskatchewan, a little village of like 200, 300 people in the middle of nowhere. You could see a dog run away for about 5 years. It was just flatter than flat. I was midget year, so we called it midget. Nowadays it's like U16, U18. So U16, U18, I got cut from midget AAA, and that broke my heart. And I played midget AA, and it turned out to be the best thing that happened for me. So you really not, you don't know during it, but stuff is meant for a reason, right? He's got a plan for you, and that adversity, like I said, it made me hungry, and appreciative at the next level. So that's just a little glimpse of something that I look back on an adversity hit that was good for me.
What does a typical game day look like for you? Any superstitions?
I'd say no, but I'd be lying to you. I'm trying to get better on that. I don't try not to believe in superstitions, but I'd be lying. I'd be speaking with every hockey player has their game day rituals, whatever you want to call it, right? You wouldn't have a hard time finding me at this place at a certain time before a game, right? So I'm not a big sewer guy. I like sewer, just for anyone out there listening. It's nothing with it. I have to get warmed up. So I'm a big dynamic warm up guy, stretch, blood flow, get on the bike, kind of get dialed. Not a big music guy, everyone has different, they wear the headphones or whatever. But yeah, no, I get really, really warm before the game. And then I'm a big believer in cold water. So I like to take a cold shower right before, or a cold tub, shout out, our Birmingham locker room had a cold, most locker rooms do have a cold plunge. So I like to get in that as much as possible. It kind of stimulates my system, wakes me up. But yeah, those are just little things that, I do every game. You know what I mean? Um, Taping sticks is iffy. I'll tape it here. If it's fine, I'll leave it. I know some guys, tape it every single thing, but yeah. So those are little game day rituals right there.
Nice. So, what is the biggest adjustment that you've had to make, whether it's going from youth hockey to college or college to pro?
Yeah, that's great. Like I was telling you yesterday, I think the biggest jump for me personally was going from from midget hockey to juniors, like the U16, U18 to junior hockey. For me personally, mentally especially, going from college to pro. Shout out Birmingham, right? I went right to the Bulls organization I played at a school in Wisconsin, on the Great Lake there. We were a little small Division III school, Wisconsin Superior Yellow Jackets, and that jump I found going to Birmingham after my college career wasn't that big. It was a little, every level you get a little tighter, a little, structurally, and, a little quicker. Mistakes can cost you a little bit more. But going from Notre Dame, my prep school, to junior hockey for me was the biggest jump because of how young I was and kind of I was used to being kind of the man, and then going to, having to prove yourself and not going through that ever. And then sprinkle everything on top. I was, 16, 17 years old. So, my maturity wasn't there yet. So that was a struggle for me. But, I overcame it. I'm still here playing. So, but again, that shaped me the player who I was today. And just any viewers out there, like, I can attest a lot of players, like, I almost quit hockey like 3, 4 times. It's not easy. but iron sharpens iron, baby. You know how you just got to keep at it, and so yeah, that was the biggest jump.
So, what's one piece of advice you wish you had when you were younger that you would want to tell kids that look up to you?
It's a great question, Al. I think kind of piggybacking on for everything you said, like you don't have to be at a certain level at a certain age, right? You know, you really don't. It's we live in a performance based world, whether it's school, whether it's hockey. Obviously, your viewers and me, I took it as hockey, right? But everyone's development is different. I know I was like devastated when I wasn't drafted in the Western League as a whatever 16 foot, but I wasn't tall. I mean, just development is crazy. So if I had someone say it really doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. And then I would say the biggest thing is my faith. If I had that foundation, of faith, to go back to during tough times, or getting into the word. I'm bold. As you know, like I'd be lying to your viewers if I gave my life to Christ, and that's been the biggest component for me, even to this day. So I kind of, I wouldn't say wish, but that would have been nice to have that more understanding. It is hard at a young age, but that's so I would say those two.
So, how did you balance school and hockey?
Oh no, I knew this question was coming. No, it's hard, as you know. I didn't. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of. I'd be lying to you if I did not struggle in school. I did. I in fact did. So, when I went to Notre Dame, I'm not gonna say what I graduated in, but wasn't that good. Was paying attention more to hockey than school, and you got to balance it. And it kind of bit me in the butt. I was fortunate enough to have a full ride scholarship to a school I won't mention. And again, like school, because of my schooling in high school, kind of limited me to be able to take that scholarship and go to that school I wanted to go to. So any viewers out there, like school is absolutely important. But I ended up going to Wisconsin Superior, like I told you about. It was awesome. It was the best decision I made. Everything happens for a reason. God knows your plan. So that was awesome. I graduated with a 3.75 with all the crazy ropes, the honors. So you live it and you learn. But yeah, I struggle around your age too. How do you balance it?
Oh, it's hard to balance it.
Yes.
Especially with because I have marching band too. So,
That's right.
During football seasons, which is also during has a crossover with hockey season.
Yeah.
So that's a little difficult to manage.
It's hard. It's hard. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy, but yeah, once I had a more maturity to it, like I said, I balanced it a lot better. So yeah.
So get into your camp that you started.
Yeah.
So what made you kind of want to start one?
That's a great. We wanted to be unique and have the spiritual side to it. So it's not just hockey; it's about your faith, right? So we want to teach these kids and yourself as well, that your foundation, your rock off the ice, right? That's where we differentiate ourselves in. So our Bible studies are, we get in the Word, we dive into all that stuff, and we become like a family in our camps. So me and Cody have been wanting to start these camps for quite some time now, and we pulled the trigger this season because we're both playing, away during the season, and we're only back in the summers. But we really think that this is going to be an impact, and we're called as Christians to, be bold and to share testimonies, and to, you guys, the kids to help them. And then we believe that, it's not, like I said, it's not just about hockey. It's how to win in life in general, right? How to be good, men and women in this world. So how'd you like the camp?
It was great.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
It was so fun for us too. You guys were absolutely awesome. So obviously we love hockey. That's what we do. And sharing the word, you can't get better in beautiful McCall, Idaho.
Yeah.
It is nice here, right?
It is really nice.
Yeah. So
He's awesome.
Any of your viewers, come out to the next Walkers hockey. Yeah, we'd love to have them, but we accept everyone too. Like, it's not, you don't just have to be Christian. We accept anyone, come out, have an open mind, and um, we think it can really change lives, right? In a good, positive way. Yeah. So
So, how has running Walker's hockey changed you not only as a player but as a person?
that's a great question. Coaching, even like it makes me think of like, being on your side, right? Because I'm the player, and it give me a real appreciation for coaches. I might have to make some text apologizing to some coaches. And so it's tough, but it's it's given us a light that's just so great. Like I get so much out of, helping players like yourself out grow both on and off the ice. I get almost like, more of a, satisfaction seeing your development, seeing, looking at your guys' faces after the camp, how happy you guys are. That's what it's all about. So I would say just the level of, how satisfied I am watching you guys out there growing spiritually on the ice. And then on top of that, it brings us closer as a group together too. So we're family, right? We're brothers and sisters in Christ. So it's so unique too because we all share the same passions, hockey, right? So not all, it's been awesome. It's not easy to make decisions as coaches either. Like I had grown an immense appreciation for coaches. So because I've been on both sides now. So shout out to all my coaches that are watching this podcast I've ever had. You guys are awesome, good or bad. It's hard. It's not easy being a coach.
So, what are some specific skills that you like to focus on that younger players tend to overlook?
Love that question. Skating, that's your foundation. That's your rock. You know, passing. I think passing. I don't want to get negative on here, but I think passing is kind of I wouldn't say a dead skill, but an overlooked skill. I think minor details, picking pucks off the wall, right? Getting in front of the net, tipping the puck. You see, getting into coaching the past 5 years, especially really diving into it. This past couple of years, it's all about clicks on Instagram. It's all about everyone looks like Gretzky out there, coaching them, toe drags, all this stuff. They can shoot bar down, they can do that. But the second you move and then you have to make a tape to tape pass or pick up a rim, 80% of the games on the wall, you know what I mean? Ship a puck out, do the minor little details. Those I think are getting so overlooked in the youth hockey community, and it's not their fault at all. I just want to be, completely honest. So it might not be the most fun to work on, but it translates to your game way more than, for instance, doing a toe drag, release, bar down shot. There's nothing wrong with that either. I love that. But realistically in a game, that's going to happen maybe once, maybe. And, we encourage that here at Walker Still. Just so we're not against that. But I always had a coach that said, work on the hard skill, which is, like I said, chipping puck out, tape to tape pass while moving. I think that's the most important. Passing on the tape consistent. That's almost a dead skill, in my opinion. So, yeah.
What do you think the biggest lesson the Lord has taught you through playing hockey?
I think surrendering to his will. I still struggle with this because I'm still human. I'm sure everyone can attest to this. I mean, viewers, you want to get to these certain levels, right? Like it's kind of a me thing, and I've I've grown so much, and it's like we don't deserve anything. The kind of the entitlement, the image, whatever it may be. I want to play, in the NHL, we'll say, or whatever team you want to play on, but surrender yourself to the Lord and he'll take care of you. It's so hard to do, but it's helped me out so much. And we don't deserve anything else. Do you think Christ deserved the cross? No, we're just so grateful to be playing this game that he gave us, and we got to use it to glorify him. So I would say surrendering to him and then using this game to glorify the Almighty, our creator. And then I don't even know if this is a question, but this camp that we've done, like you coming down here, it's just like it's the most heartwarming thing ever. So I'm so grateful for people like you and any viewers watching. If they, even if they dip out of hockey or I was just talking to somebody, going into a different sport, having that, like you said, having this foundation, I think is just it'll change people's lives in a positive way. But yeah, so I got a little off topic there.
All good.
Yeah.
What made you pick your number?
Yeah, great questions, Anders. So youth hockey. So you guys played for the Junior Bulls. I played for the Junior Steelheads. That was our pro team. Same thing, right? I was a forward and I wanted to be unique, so I chose the number 3 purely based off the uniqueness that no one had it. It was nothing like a player wore it or a parent or I had a favorite player in the NHL wearing it. I won't lie. I just wanted to wear a number that no forward wore, and it was very unique. So I chose 3. So I played with the number 3 throughout my junior steelhead career, youth hockey. And then when you get to like juniors and above, like college pro, you sometimes like rookies especially, they don't really get to pick their numbers. So or very limited. So I kind of as I got older, I kind of leaned more towards even numbers for some reason. Again, I said I'm not superstitious. I lied. So I would always tend to choose an even number. Like this past season in Birmingham, I was 12. I don't know. I just like even numbers, but honestly, like I don't have one that I absolutely love. That a player wore or whatnot. So 3 was my number growing up, and kind of just whatever I get when I wherever I go now. So
It's nice. I wear number 3 currently.
hi, Sanders.
I have another question. This is probably my last one.
Yeah,
What did you major in whenever you went to college and why?
it's a great question. I majored in health science and a minor in marketing. That's what I graduated. I really wanted to be a chiropractor um, after hockey, or I was even thinking about being done after college and being a chiropractor. But the Lord, saw me still playing, and I pursued hockey. I'm so grateful I did. I love hockey more than anything. But yeah, I want to be a chiropractor. That really intrigued me. Anything with health science, and your viewers watching, you got to go into or the medical field. You got to do 3-4 more years at least of school after. So it's a lot, and doctors are 12 years. So it was a such a big commitment, Anders. I had either I choose this route or this route. I either choose hockey or do this. So I chose that. And then the marketing minor is actually come in very handy with me, through promoting my Walker's hockey or Instagram or everything is marketing these days. So I'm glad I did that. But yeah, I would say to any viewers watching too, if you don't know what you want to do at 18, 19, that's completely normal. You'll find out. But if you want a broad spectrum where you can do a lot of things, a business degree, a business or management, that's always a very good broad degree to have. You can go so many different routes and avenues with that degree.
What's your favorite bolster?
Ooh, that's a great one. This season, you know what it was. I got there at a good time.
Make Anders get.
Yes, yeah, Anders. Can you guess what my favorite bowl jersey this season was? It was right when I got there. I don't know if you remember. That was the first weekend I got to Birmingham.
Um,
It was my favorite movie growing up.
I have no idea.
The Mighty Bulls jerseys, because I really like the Mighty Ducks. Yeah, that was my movie growing up. So when I got to put that on, that was pretty. I had some felt nostalgic there. It was sick.
Those jerseys were sick.
They were sick. I would say all time, like I was telling you all that, I can't like it's the white Birmingham with just the Bull logo. I just think it's clean. I like white. Black's clean too. We barely wear the we always are wearing some different kind of jersey.
Yeah,
like
it was all. It
specialty.
felt like it was a lot of like the red jerseys.
Yeah, a lot of it. I Birmingham people. I love it. I didn't like the white gloves and helmet. I just the gloves killed me this year. That's sick. You got to put that on a podcast.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
you have to. That's an unbelievable. That photo was hard.
My personal favorite jersey that we have this year was our current away ones.
Yes, those were sick. I really like those a lot. I would have to piggyback off you and say So
How did like having uh brothers in the same sport like push you on and off the ice like in training like to get better?
yeah, no, that's a great question. Honestly, that's helped me out tremendously in my hockey career. If you're a walker and you don't play hockey, it's kind of a cardinal sin in our family. So it pushes me. Actually, like I mentioned earlier too, my mom plays hockey probably more than all of us. So mom plays, dad plays. Cody, obviously, you saw him play with me this year. I got the privilege to play on the same team as him in Birmingham with the Bulls. And then my middle brother, Anthony, he played all growing up. We all three actually went to the same prep school in Canada, in Saskatchewan. So it was Notre Dame Hounds. So yeah, it's cool because we're very competitive. So, especially in the summer, our summer skates can get kind of heated sometimes. And, you know, Cody dangles me or whatever, I'm a big brother and I don't like it. So, but it's it's an honor to compete with my brothers, uh, on the ice, and then like I said, to be able to walk in the spiritual path with them off the ice as well. It makes it all so much better. So
Nice. Who's the oldest?
I'm the oldest in the family. Yep,
Nice.
I'm the oldest. My brother Anthony, we're same birthday, 2 years apart, April 22nd. So that's
Whoa, that's cool.
pretty cool. I think Cody's an August birthday, so I'm 4 years older than Cody. So yeah, it's a 2 year gap between both of us. You can ask about the eye.
What happened? What happened to your eye?
Yeah. No, I was at a skate and I went to me and this kid. We were both going for a puck and we both reached kind of. He was trying to chip it past me. I was trying to chip it past him, and we both like did the same movement. We're the exact same height, like stature. He has a cage on. I have a visor, so we kind of both lunged forward to get the puck, and his cage went in my face. My face went in his cage, and it was face meets cage, and I
Oh,
didn't know anything. It didn't hurt at all. Um, Honestly, everyone's reaction was the reason why I was like, all right, maybe I should go to the hospital. But I was honestly went about my day. I finished the scrimmage, and I knew I had to go get stitches and go to the hospital when my eyelid was, I could see my eyelid through my eye. It was hanging, it was dangling by a thread. So
wow.
I had to get just 4 stitches here, 1 stitch here. But anyone watching in the summertime, especially, put on a cage or a bubble. It's not worth it. Honestly, I always get hurt weirdly in summer hockey more so than the regular season because it's just so unpredictable.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that seems like that hurts.
I'm wearing a bubble right now, and I'm not wearing a visor until the upcoming season. So
Do you prefer bubble over cage?
no, I tried a bubble. They fog up easier, obviously. Well, cages don't fog up, but you can see the puck a little bit better, in my opinion, with a cage. I think it's better side to have a bubble, but yeah, I had a bubble on our last game, and I just couldn't see the puck that well. So I'd say cage, but
Nice.
bubble looks cooler.
Yeah, I have the Oreo cage where it's white on the inside and black
Yeah,
on the outside. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people love that. I never tried those before, but I've heard nothing but good things about those. I had college teammates wear Oreo cages, and kids growing up used to wear Oreo cages. It's still a thing actually. So, but I wore a cage all my college career. It was just a black cage, so I liked it.
Nice. How's the like 3v3 league going?
It's going awesome. Yeah, I'm so blessed. I created this 3v3 league. Actually, I would love to talk about it on your podcast if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Um,
you're good.
so we started in Boise. We called it the Idaho 3v3 League. Me and my mom, Julie, we started it. We branched off the from Ice World, and we kind of wanted to create our own thing. We actually wanted Ice World to try for it, but they didn't think it would be possible. So we said no worries, and we'll branch off and try to make a league where people are excited to play in and try to have the highest competition possible. So Boise's a very like spot where people will go train other places, right? They won't come home and train in Boise, even though Idaho in the summer is just to die for, as you experienced here. It's gorgeous, but the scarcity of ice and kind of the competition, will leave guys at their colleges, at their prep schools, at their, you know, go train somewhere else. Especially professionals will have their whole training groups. Whether it's Canada, Minnesota, out east, Michigan, right? So, I was getting so tired of that, and I was like, let's try to start a fun league here. And our first season we got the best players, and we just threw sticks in every week, and then it started growing each season, growing each season. I mean, last season we had an NHL goalie, we had more pros coming each season, and it's getting to the point now where people are wanting to come here, and participate in it, whether it's pro players, junior A players, major junior players, NCAA players. So it's just awesome, and we're attracting a lot more attention. And we even had a branch off. We had so many Highland talent that we had a branch off and create another league, the junior college division this year. So it's a bunch of junior college kids, and then the next division up is the pro division. So we're so blessed. I mean, we'll have 4 kids in our pro division that are eligible to get drafted in this year's NHL draft, and I
And
think
that's
I think
sick.
I know at least 1 or 2 are going to go, if not all 4, depending on how that lies. But I mean, that's the tip of the iceberg. We got, you know, ECHL, SPHL, like all North American pros in it. Other than we even might have an American League kid come down here and there. It's just it's crazy, and a lot of NCAA players. So yeah, like I said, it's just grown, and this year we got jerseys. So each year we're doing
So
something
cool.
new, and this one we got jerseys. Actually, Cody designed the jerseys himself, so they turned out really cool. I don't know if you saw it on the Instagram, but
I did.
um,
They look really sick.
oh, thank you. Yeah, we're literally just having fun and playing around with it. But um, we did this too. Like our MO is development. You know what I mean? So we had this league and created these leagues for players to stay in Boise, have the opportunity to train in Boise, not go other places to prepare for their fall seasons. Is mainly what it is. We have a couple kids, 2, 3, maybe 4 guys who are retired, but they're still playing senior A. But most of our players are still currently playing, and so that's really really cool to see. So we're very proud, and again, this wouldn't happen without Julie and what she's done. So shout out to her, and it's been awesome.
Given that pro hockey players don't get paid a lot of money at different levels, how do you respond to people when, like, some people ask, when it's time to get another job?
That's a phenomenal question, Ella, and um, I can speak on most professional hockey players, guys. That we get to do something that we love to do. So it really doesn't feel like a job, even though it is. Um, it's really not about the money. I know that sounds cliche because you do have to, if people have wife or kids or a family, but I mean, kids get to look up to us, and we have a platform to use to our advantage because we're, beloved and respected throughout the community we're in. So you can make a impact on, younger kids and shaping the next generation of hockey players. So I think that's the most important thing. And, um, you know, you never want to, give up on your dreams no matter what, the paycheck you're getting in pro hockey. But, um, like I said, I wouldn't trade away for the world. And I can tell you, I would much rather be, you know, putting gear on than, grabbing a, grabbing a laptop, putting it in a book bag and going to a cubicle all day and staring at a computer screen. So, there's nothing wrong with that. I personally think that, you know, there's no price tag on what we do. Uh, we're very, like I said, we're very fortunate that we can use our, being a professional hockey player in the community to your advantage to helping others out because you have that
Mhm.
platform, you have that kind of, respect, and you can make change. So I think that's such a big thing. And yeah, we might not make a ton of money, but we can change lives, and um, we can show others, we're living our dreams, and that's what it's all about. The people you meet throughout the way and during your professional career, whatever level it is, those people will be your friends for life. And
any any community, especially the hockey community, is so tight, so small. Everyone knows each other. So the more networking connections you make, actually, if you want to stay in the game, right, that might pay off in the long run. So you can look at it as like a stock in yourself, in your investments. So um, I know I've built up so much solid connections in from youth hockey to junior hockey to collegiate hockey to now professional hockey. So um, you might not, look at it as you're not getting paid, but I guarantee you, uh, the people who are watching you are the people who have 9 to 5 jobs who, turn on the TV every Friday and Saturday and get to and turn you on, right, and watch you. And I'm not saying they wish they were there, but no one ever wants to give it up. So there's good about it, and any hockey players that are listening that maybe feel that way, I would just say play as long as you can. Um, Play as long as you can because you can only play one time. Hockey's a sport that, you know, once you hit a certain age, you do run out and you can't go back on it. It's not like golf or anything. So, you only get one life to live and might as well do it while you're doing something that you love. As long as, like I said, using the platform to your advantage. So for me, spreading the faith. So I think you do that as long as you can.
Hockey players aren't offered any guarantees to where they play, like whether it be like during the season, like if they get traded, or like even during like the off season to where like they play next season. Um, anyway, and move on a whim. How do you cope with the changes in lifestyle?
Yeah, it's hard. That's probably the hardest part of our job. Um, if you're not on an NHL contract, or I think also an American League, well, even those guys, but if you're especially not on an NHL contract, you're just never guaranteed anything. I always had a old coach that said, um, if there's one guarantee in hockey, especially professional hockey, is that there's no guarantee. So um, that you know it going into it, and as you start playing longer and longer, it just kind of becomes more normalized. Um, but that's why the faith has been such a big component in my personal, you know, hockey career, is because of how unpredictable the market is. It is truly is in North America. I can't speak as on Europe as much because I don't know. I know a ton of guys who played over there, but North American system, it's pretty grueling. A lot of trades throughout the season. People getting cut and called up, sent down, released, picked up, waiver claims. So it's pretty difficult. But to find inner peace and just you know have that faith component has helped me out personally. But again, like, we're so honored, and we're not deserving of anything, and you know no one's ever above the team or league they play in. I don't care how good you think you are. No one's as good as the organization you play for. So um, it's an honor just to even be playing pro hockey at any level, whether it's the NHL or all the way down to federal league. So if you're playing hockey, or excuse me, if you're playing professional hockey in North America, everyone wants to get to the highest level, of course, and you know, everyone's most people go through a trade or two throughout their careers, if not a lot more. It's just how you react, and sometimes, usually the grass isn't always greener on the side, but sometimes it'll benefit you. So, but yeah, no, personally, that is very hard, and it was very hard on me at the beginning of my career, but just my faith and gave me confidence, and no matter what happens, that God's got me. So that's my answer. Oh, sorry.
Nice.
Hey, Remy. Sorry, it's my little wiener
All
dog.
good.
Yeah, yeah. That's where he likes to sit.
Awesome. Which What do you do when you're not playing hockey, like during the summer?
Um, oh geez, this is not going to be good because it's all hockey for me. Um, if I'm not doing hockey, I'm doing something with Bible study, Bible, uh, going to church. We have a group of guys here that it's called the Porch. It's for young adults. It's all over the country. I think it started in Dallas, Texas, and they still run it, but it's like videoed. So we go to every Tuesday night. We'll do the Porch. Shout out the Porch. It's unbelievable. Um, and there'll be different messages every day. So I run that league. I run a scrimmage. I run two leagues, the two Idaho 3 leagues, the scrimmage. Um, I train, so I work out kids in the gym. So outside of hockey and work, it's very, very limited. I would say I hang out with my fiance Natalie, and if I can switch the camera, I'm a boomer, and my dog Remy. Good boy, Remy. Um, yeah, it's not. I'd be lying if I golf all the time. I just don't have any time, and it's expensive now, so don't
Yeah.
golf as much, but try to get outdoors. Um, love coffee. Like to try different coffee shops out. So, and then I'm a big family man, so I'm always going over to my grandparents and my parents and visiting with them is on all my downtime. So, our whole family lives in Boise, which we're fortunate about. So,
We have some rapid fire questions.
Hit me.
So, favorite NHL team?
Dallas Stars.
Favorite NHL player?
Oh, I don't really have a favorite NHL player. I would say I'll give him Mitch Marner. Toronto fans are gonna kill me.
Go to Sully.
I don't know how to sell it. I get on one knee and I kind of black out. I do some crazy. I'm very inconsistent. We were working on that in our camp. I need to work on that. But one knee and then I do something. I don't know.
Go to pregame meal.
Grass fed ground beef, 85-15 and rice, white rice. Very specific.
That is your issues. White or black tape?
White.
Favorite pregame song?
I'm kind of into worship music now. I would say outside of worship music that gets me fired up now, I would say rock and roll.
What's your favorite worship song?
My favorite worship song is I Got Saved featuring Chris Brown. So Elevation Worship. I really like that song a lot. Actually, Cody showed me it.
Who's winning the Stanley Cup this season?
Oh, I want the Carolina Hurricanes to win. I kind of feel bad for them. They've been an absolute wagon every year. They go to the Cup. I hope they win. I do not want Montreal to win, and I'll keep it at. I've been to Trois Rivières too many times, and yeah, that's it.
And then you can kind of elaborate on this one if you want. What's your favorite current players?
It's yours. It's great hockey one, great sport one. Any gets you fired. Joshua 1:9, Book of Joshua. It's be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So I take that everywhere. I have that in my stall. When times get hard, it's a good reminder. So
It's really good.
yeah.
Out of McDavid, Ovechkin, and Crosby, who would you pick as the best, or who would be the best right now?
It's a great question. McDavid, Crosby, and Ovi.
Yes, sir.
It's a unique question you asked. The best. McDavid is. We've never seen anything like it, and this is all opinionated. I've never seen. He's the most skilled, raw, talented player, speed that has ever played the game of hockey. Ovechkin's the greatest goal scorer. Crosby is the ultimate teammate, captain, winners. There's no question he's the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Sidney Crosby. He's won at every single level. He plays the game. He still averages a point a game. He plays a complete 200-foot game. I don't know how many Stanley Cups he has, from World Juniors to Olympic gold medals. I would say overall, if we're talking winning and just a guy I would have on my team is Crosby. Like I said, that being said, I do feel bad for the Oilers and McDavid all day. He deserves one, but he's by far the best player I've ever witnessed in my, ever. And then Ovi is an anomaly. He's the best goal scorer, right? It's all depending on what kind of you're asking and looking for. So that's my answer.
My favorite is probably not one of those three. It would probably be Kel McCarr.
He's stupid. He's stupid good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say absolutely. Cale McCart, Nathan McKinnon,
Yeah.
like all those players are awesome. I would say overall player in this past generation decade is Sidney Crosby, just for what he does. You can't put a price on, well, you can. They can't put a price on it. That's stupid, but wins his faceoffs, averages a point per game, wins everywhere he goes. He's a complete 200-foot player. That's a guy that I think is the greatest to ever do it. So, yeah.
Auburn or Alabama?
Alabama, because we go to Tuscaloosa.
How's Tuscaloosa like when y'all go?
Oh, it's fun. It's always fun. My first year, we went to that Innisfree bar, Sneed's bar. He's a season ticket holder. It was St. Patrick's Day, so it was packed. And then this last season, I think we went around February. It was still packed. It was so fun though. Such a good college town. Always wanted to go to a Alabama football game, but never got the privilege to go. So it's really fun though down there. So
Nice.
just based off that, I'd have to say University of Alabama. So
Yeah. I've been to both Alabama and Auburn's football stadiums. They're really cool.
really, which one's better?
I think Auburn's is better.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard mixed reviews on both of them. Like, some people say Alabama, some people say Auburn, but roll Tide, baby.
It's really cool. Auburn has they have the eagle that they fly around before the game starts, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I've seen that actually on videos. That's sick. We have a
Yeah.
team here in Boise, the Boise State Broncos. They play on a blue and orange field, which is pretty cool. So the field's a turf, and it's like I said, it's blue and orange. It's people know it just based off the field. I always get asked, "Oh, it's the blue and orange field."
That's
So
really cool.
yeah.
Have you been there?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been to games, but it's nothing like the SEC. But for Boise, they're really good. They're usually one of the better ones in their conference. We had a running back last year, Ashton Genty. I don't know if you remember that name. He went top 5, top 6 in the NFL draft.
Oh yeah.
He should have been a Heisman Trophy winner in my opinion, but I think he was runner up. But he was a stud. So it's fun to watch him all last year. Definitely paid attention more to Broncos games, watching him. Not as much this year. So
Disclaimer: this was edited by a 17-year-old, so the jump cut is low quality. But now on to ranking hockey brands.
Bauer.
I would say a solid 8. 8 or 9.
Right here. CCM.
6.5.
Warrior.
9.
True.
8. 8 or 9. Sorry.
Is it true?
7.
Sherwood.
Sherwood. 1.
All right. That's all for
I would say that's very in your viewers, that's super biased. Everyone likes, hockey's a unique sport. Is there's no wrong answers. Everyone likes different gear and stuff. And then especially professionals are very, very particular with their gear. My biggest issue with gear, they change constantly. Skates kill me. Bauer changes their skates every year, and you like something and you like it, and then they change it, and then you can't go back to it because they don't sell that product anymore. It's like Apple,
yeah.
right? And then it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. Like Bauer when they put the new fit system and toe caps in, I had a panic attack for the longest time. I couldn't find it. It felt different from the D-Wit skates and the E-Wit skates, and now it's a fit system. I've gotten used to it now, but it kills me as a pro hockey player that they change that stuff. Sticks, I'm not too. I'll shout out Warrior. Actually, I don't get anything out of this, but their sticks are awesome. Helmets are a problem, but their sticks are awesome.
I just recently got a Warrior stick. It's pretty good.
It's good. I really like Warrior sticks. I like Bauer skates, and then helmet. I'd say actually CCM. That's my favorite.
Nice.
So yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah. I think skates are most important on a person. So I don't think there's any wrong answer. Any more questions, Anders? Ella?
I think I'm good.
Hey, it is a pleasure being on. I really enjoy listening to your podcast. Like I said, shout out to Cole Jungworth on the last one. That was awesome. I got to listen to that a little bit. And, hopefully you can continue to interview some great people. You know what I mean? But I really enjoyed this. So I edit a lot of stuff out, but I appreciate both of you guys for having me on.
Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you. Thank you for coming to my camp. We'll talk after. Anders, I appreciate you joining, buddy. I gotta run off here, but hey, it's a pleasure. Hopefully see you next season.
Yeah, hopefully. I'll be here.
All right, Anders, you're the man. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you.
All right.
Cheers, buddy.